name is Alice by Alice Muller. The book, another important topic to talk about. We are approaching the New Year's Eve in the English calendar, and also happens to be a Jewish fast on the same time period of the 10th of Tevet, also known as Asara Tevet, one of the 6 fasts in the Jewish calendar. So the author kindly gave me an important, let's just say, message to talk about within regards to this specific date in of itself. Now, to many of us, we know that it's New Year's Eve, but there was 31st of December, but a great resistance leader and a member of Hashomer Hatzair in Vilna, along with a group of his fellow members, hid in a Dominican convent and declared that what they were seeing the German troops doing was a genocide attempt. They had a woman testify to the Ponary genocide, and it was so bad it was hard to believe. But these young people did. Abba Kovner declared it a genocide, and all of them became Jewish partisans. They tried to convince remaining Vilnius ghetto members to stage an overthrow, but they were not able to do. So they hid in the forest and joined the Soviet partisans there. Many unfortunately did not survive, but Abba Kovner did. It was Abba Kovner who taught us that genocide is not a proper action of war. In his memory, the author relates over, we can agree and we should be aware that targeting of civilians is not correct, not in Roman times, not in Vilnius ghetto, not in Russian or Ukrainian actions, and not on October the 7th, 2023, in Israel, the horrors that actually occurred on that day. What is, the author relates over more, what is amazing is that this date is the 10th of Tevet. That happens to be a Jewish fast date for the date that the Babylonians began a siege of Jerusalem that led to the destruction of our first holy temple. Some survivors, especially in Israel, were told to use this date to memorialize their family who were killed at an unknown date in the Holocaust. Alice's rabbi in America said to use Jewish festival of Shavuot, which has various different names, for the same purpose. That's on the 6th of Sivan, naturally, in the Hebrew calendar. Now, this memorial was used until the author relates over that their research brought an absolute proof of the correct date of the 8th of Tishrei 1942. The details are all related over in the book. The author very much has forwarded us to recommend. My Name is Alice by Alice Muller, which is available on Amazon. Now, the yard site, or you could say the Remembrance Day in English, was changed to that date per rabbinic decision. Now, the author believes this discovery was all in her father's request to his daughter to find the correct date, which gives, let's say, a greater holiness to his soul, neshama. That's a Hebrew word. Alice also, unfortunately, witnessed genocide. She personally witnessed the collection of families in May of 1942 and recalls that she asked God at that moment to take her because she could not even cry. The hiding places of a family were in danger to be found if she made any sound. The author states, imagine living an entire lifetime, but remembering every moment of an event so long ago. She was not a witness to the murders of her grandmother and most maternal aunts and uncles, but all this was learned as a result of preparing for her first book. She felt it very important to let everyone, the entire public, know what really happened, and that is why production of a book took so long. Now, we have to state she is a wonderful writer, so the author also says, and if one has not yet read this book, it's highly recommended. They eventually made a Kindle book that could be listened to on Wi-Fi Echo devices for people that might be unfortunately blind, and all those who prepare to hear it. And many people like to listen to podcasts nowadays and listen on the internet or on their MP3 players respectively. But for this book, in very large print, low glare, the author states at the amount 39.99, it's the worth of it. To share it, it's a really, really very good value for a book that especially took so much research and expense, and it actually took 6 years to produce. That apparently has been used to teach the horrors of what happened in the Holocaust, even in various different Talmudic academies, yeshivas, or Jewish schools. Though her second book, Al Tishkach Va'al Tislach, was actually written for this specific purpose, we have to point out. Now we can add on more. Now we obviously know that the Hebrew date happens to be at the moment the 10th of Tevet will be correspond with the 31st of this of English in the English calendar of the New Year's Eve, 31st of December. That's something we have to point out. So now we could state whether it is New Year's Eve, many people will be celebrating across the world, or Asara Tevet, which is obviously a mourning day. We remember Abba Kovner and the thousands of people he saved by his hands. His destruction of the trains of the Germans who were trying to kill his people. And the author especially asks God that in his memory, we humbly ask for the final redemption to occur now. Amen. And that's all that we can say. This is actually forwarded by Tzipora Bat Ami, and I recommend strongly, everyone, this very, very informative book that has been available now. This is not the first video we're recording in connection with the book. We have done many different tidbits already on this specific channel, which I very much recommend everyone to go onto the playlist and actually watch over the previous videos, as we've probably recorded, but thanks to the author giving us at least about maybe already 18 to 20 tidbits approximately, I would actually say, here inside this channel. How important it is that we learn about what actually occurred on those previous, on the horrors within regards to occurred on that specific time period, especially 1939 to 1945. And what we can learn about it and educate the next generation, so that the next generation will also educate the next generations and every generation coming. And we have titled, this is, I think actually, to be honest, we've actually recorded as many as 30 videos on this specific topic. There's an entire playlist that is available on our channel over here, on our community, which I very, very much recommend everyone to watch over. We've already recorded over, the author has given us various different videos talking about a video specifically on Shavuot, which recorded a Tisha B'Av video we recorded on this topic. If you look, we actually spoke about the very, very important book Al Tiskach Va'al Tislach, Va'al Tishkach Va'al Tislach. A few months ago, we recorded a video with regards to rescue of Yisrael Yosef. Also, there was a Rosh Hashanah message that we've had. The playlist is very long. We recorded a video for the Jewish festival of Yom Kippur, also for Sukkot, and I think we also did one for Hanukkah, also quite recently, and for Bikur Cholim, also the topic. Once again, that came from the Al Tishkach Va'al Tislach book. We recorded one for the Shvat Hebrew month about a year ago, and for the 9th and 10th of Nisan, just before the Jewish festival of Pesach, talking about Slovakia in 1942. The 27th of Nisan, we also a video which was a yard site of Esther, and which is also taken from the book. We did one for the Shabbat reading of Acharei Mot, if you recollect. Also, Tunisia in the 1940s was another important video the author sent us. There was a story of Nussan HaKohen ben Esther, and also the topic of coming to America by Alice Muller. And we spoke about a kosher Chinese restaurant, a specific video on previous occasions. Also, education for the next generation, where we actually did a promotion on the important book Al Tishkach Va'al Tislach. There was one on the 8th of Tishrei, which was 2 days before the Jewish festival of Yom Kippur, where we spoke about the Asara Teshuvah, I believe, for the time period of September 1944. And there was a national unity in Hungary video we recorded. Also, the brother of Alice was another more recent topic that we spoke about. And only a couple of weeks ago, we recorded a video, or I think a video in connection with Zot Hanukkah. It could have been a while ago, for the 22nd of Kislev, if I recollect. We recorded a video. It's actually, 2 weeks ago that we connected the 22nd of Kislev to the the day of Zot Hanukkah, which was the 8th day of Hanukkah. So that's just a recap of the important videos that we've recorded here on this channel already connected to the book. I recommend everyone to look into it, to purchase the book. Also, I strongly recommend everyone to also do. And yeah, please, everyone, the family really appreciate any comments, good comments, and once again, I really urge everyone, please educate the next generation within regards to the horrors that actually occurred on that specific time period, and purchase these very important books, which are very informative, very user-friendly to use, and really excellent. So really appreciate to everyone, and thanks once again to the author of this, who very kindly sent these messages, and just how important it is to educate the next generation. So I'm recording this just before Asara Tevet. It's only a couple of days' time. It's actually, I think, the shortest fast of the Jewish calendar. It's with regards to hours in itself. And everyone that is fasting, a meaningful fast, and hopefully New Year 2026 is going to be a blessing period. And we hope the Asara Tevet is all in theory, and we're going to see the Geula come back, the redemption, and we're going to see Moshiach come, and we're going to have the rebuilding of the third Beit HaMikdash. Now, wishing all a meaningful day, and thank you very much, everyone, for watching.